shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Behave yourselves!
Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So, normally, lately I have not done this, but I thought I should talk about this because we seem to be rebooting, reformatting, remaking just about everything nowadays. And there's very little room for anything truly original that is being created. Not that anything is really original, it's just about, because almost all the stories, to some degree, have been told maybe, particularly in movies or literature. It's how you tell them that makes a difference. But bringing back something that worked twice before and really can't be fleshed out any more than I would imagine, especially with the new cast that was announced, I don't see how this is going to work beyond what it was. And especially in the format, which is TV series. So what are we talking about? We're talking about Cape Fear. Cape Fear was based on a novel called Executioners by John D. MacDonald. And the film, the first film version, was in 1962 with Gregory Peck, Robert Mitchum as Max Cady. Peck was the lawyer, and Telly Savalas was the private detective. It's a very good little noir piece. A little bit more grimy than the usual noir at that time, especially. So anyway, that film certainly had a powerhouse cast. Martin Balsam was also in it. Anyway, so then Martin Scorsese remade the film in 1991, but he did it in a whole different way. It was a whole different story, and it showed how everybody has a little bit of evil in each one of them. And it really is a very powerful picture. I mean, I wouldn't call it one of the great films of Martin Scorsese's career, but it's certainly one of his most entertaining ones, for sure. And it was a thriller, which was really the first time he explored that genre. But he didn't really, he made it noirish, but not exactly. It seemed to lean a little bit more towards thriller and very dramatic and exploring the morality of these characters. So Nick Nolte was in that. Robert De Niro played Max Cady. Nolte was the lawyer. Jessica Lange was the wife. Of course, Juliette Lewis, who was nominated for an Oscar as Best Supporting Actress for the film. And so was De Niro, was nominated for Best Actor for Cape Fear, which at that time, he wasn't even campaigning for it. He just was able to secure a nomination. So now, 34 years later, creator Nick Antosca, he is an American film and television writer, producer, and novelist. He's a creator and showrunner of Channel Zero and a friend of the family, and he also co-created and showran Hulu's The Act and Netflix's brand new Cherry Flavor. I don't know any of these things, okay, but this is just a creator. So apparently the guy was a big fan of the Cape Fear movies when he was a kid, and he told Universal, let's develop an adaptation with them, of them rather. So he began development of the series through his deal with Universal Content Productions, along with Amblin Television, and the show is now a thing. It's they started shooting in April. So who's in it? Okay, this is an interesting choice. Javier Bardem is playing Max Cady. Good choice. Not the one I would have thought of, but yes, if you've seen No Country for Old Men, I think this guy can be quite a menacing person on screen, so I can see this happening. Amy Adams is Anna Boden. That's a little bit strange, but okay, we'll see. Patrick Wilson is Tom Boden, so he's the lawyer. A little bit strange. Not the first actor I would have considered for the role. I don't know who I would have considered, but probably not Patrick Wilson. Amy Adams, I don't know. CCH Pounder's in this. Malia Piles is in this. She's 24 years old. I don't know who's playing the daughter, so we'll just let that go for now. But this is going to be a TV series. So this is a little bit strange to me. Like, how is this going to work? Because the story is simple, hard-boiled noir. I mean, you're dealing with a convict, an ex-convict, who's come out of jail. The lawyers kept him there for a long time, supposed to be his defender. And in the case of the original Cape Fear, it was he wanted him to stay in jail, but I don't even remember the circumstances, but they were very different than what was done in the remake by Martin Scorsese. Because Gregory Peck in the original Cape Fear was kind of a good guy, you know, he's sort of very moralistic. But in the case of this, in the 1991 version, Nick Nolte's Bowden, Sam Bowden, actually, I think that was the name of the character in both Cape Fear versions. So now it's going to be Tom Bowden, played by Patrick Wilson. So in the 1991 remake, Nick Nolte's character, Sam Bowden, made sure that Max Cady stayed in prison because he raped these young teenage, 16-year-old girls. And there was a bit of information about the 16-year-old girl being promiscuous, and he hid that from his defense. So that gave Max Cady more time in prison than he would have been out probably in a couple of years or more, but not 14 years. So that's kind of where it goes. So I don't know if that's what they're going to go with in this version. I mean, I am curious to see this. I just don't know. It's been so long since the Scorsese version. Like, what are we doing here? It's a very strange thing. However, one of the executive producers, other than Nick Antosca, is also Steven Spielberg, who was originally going to direct Cape Fear, the 1991 version, and Martin Scorsese. So, I don't know. Javier Bardem also serves as executive producer, and Amy Adams. So, what do all of you think out there? Are you open to I assume it will be no more than 8-10 episodes. I can't imagine it being longer than that. I don't know what story they got. It's got to be pretty close to what they did before, and it's based on the novel and the 2 film adaptations, apparently. So, what do you think? Do you think we should have brought Cape Fear back? With Javier Bardem, I have to say I'm sort of interested. I don't always feel like, this is kind of a rare event to bring back something like Cape Fear, because it was already brought back twice, and it's been 34 years. Have you seen Cape Fear? I recommend seeing the 2 adaptations. I've not read the book, The Executioners. It's on my list of books to read in the future. I've got other books I'm trying to read right now, but I am curious, because I do like the story, and I think Scorsese really fleshed it out. Whether it's better or not, I think it's actually better than the 1962 original. Heresy, I know, but that's just my feeling. That's my opinion. I like both movies very much, though. So what are your thoughts? Should we bring back Cape Fear? Should it have been brought back? Who knows? It's just, but the thing is that now they are bringing back all sorts. It's just insane. Anyway, so let me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. And to the rest of you, please hit like and subscribe. I do videos on all sorts of film topics on occasion, and review movies and talk about things like this. I don't always like to judge something before it's out, but this one really caught my eye. I've heard about it in the last couple of years. Who knows? This may be decent, but whether or not it's going to measure up to the other ones, they got to find a new angle, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. Don't do the exact same thing. Find a new angle, because Scorsese and his writers, they found a new angle with the remake, so they should with this one. But those are just my thoughts. Tell me what you think. And I guess that's about it. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.